Well, I love photography very, very much. It's something I'm super passionate about, and I am so glad that you guys are here with me. I'm going to share my top 5 favorite tips, okay? These are things that you need to know to make better pictures. Now, before we get started, I will go into depth on each one of these topics, each one of these tips in making different videos, okay? So I'm going to make a video for each one in depth, so that way you understand this more fully. Tip number 1, get to know your camera. Okay, there are so many cameras out there at different prices, and in the end, you know, it doesn't matter what camera you get. Like, I remember when I was going through it, I was like, okay, what camera do I get? And there's so many options. There are tons of options out there. Just get one. You could use your phone even. The biggest thing you need to know about your camera is the ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. Okay, so those would be the aperture, which is the hole in your lens, the shutter speed, which is how long that hole is open, and then the ISO, which is the sensor's sensitivity to light. Photography is working with light. This is tip number 2. There's 4 kinds of light. Now, some of you might not understand this because you've been told there's 3. The first one is backlighting, okay? When you have your subject in your frame and you have light from behind them, okay? This creates a very, very stunning look when done properly. Then there's side light, okay? That's kind of what I'm in right now. You see the lights coming across my face. This is a little bit of side lighting, but this also has a little bit of backlight and other side lighting. Overcast lighting is like, let's say you go outside on a rainy day, you know? It's just this nice, soft light. We love that. Oh, it is so fun to shoot in that because you can make a picture anywhere. You're not worried about the lighting so much because it's just soft light everywhere. And then there comes the 4th lighting. This is called magic light. This happens when you are out there, you know, and all of a sudden it's so magical. Like, let's say like there's just this sun ray that breaks through the clouds right on your subject, and it's magic, and it only happens for a second, and so you have to be ready for it. 3rd tip is take time to do it right. You know, how often are we driving down the road, we see the sunset, we're like, ooh, gotta get a picture. So you can pull out your phone and you take a picture. Why not take the time to do it right? You're already there. You had your camera, okay? And maybe you have a nicer camera. Even then, you had your camera and you're right there. Why not take the time to do it right? Instead of just take a picture, why not we try and compose this a little better, make sure that our settings are right, like our lighting with ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. But also, we can go in and we can take that and create this image that we actually want to keep, because you're already there. You already put in that effort to get your camera and get it out. You might as well do it right. This leads us to number 4, and that's composition. There is composition that we all need to use. You've all probably heard of the term, the rule of thirds. Let's say your sensor is split up into 9 sections actually. You have 3 rows going across, okay? And then you have 3 rows going vertically and horizontally, okay? Now, if you notice, my head in this frame is actually in this top corner, okay? It's in this corner, right here. The reason for that is compositionally. It is in the rule of thirds. Wherever those lines meet vertically and horizontally, okay, that is the rule of thirds. So right here, right here, right here, and right here. That is the rule of thirds in this frame. Now, there's also different kinds of rule of thirds. There's what they're known as the triangle. A triangle creates a very compelling image and it also pulls you in. A good photographer will understand that they need to have something to create a triangular look. Another compositional thing that they use is diagonals. Now, diagonals is more of an artistic thing, but it works very well when done right. I have some examples of this that I will show. Then after diagonals, you have S-curves. Now, S-curves is more towards landscapes, but it can be used in other things as well. S-curves is pretty much where you have a leading line in your image that winds. That leads me to my 5th one, which is RAW versus JPEG. Now, this is interesting because this is just a setting done in your camera, but if you're going to take a picture and you want it just to be done as is, shoot in JPEG, okay? Very important. They just shoot in JPEG because you have a smaller file and you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you want to take the time to go a little step further, shoot in RAW. It allows you to edit, okay? And we're going to talk about editing in another video. I hope that helps you, and please subscribe so you don't miss out on any more content. All right, we'll see you then.